Matt Johnson's 2015 novel, Loving Day, takes its title from the landmark Supreme Court case, Loving v. Virginia, which legalized interracial marriage in the United States in 1967. With a satirical and humorous tone, the book delves into complex questions surrounding racial identities in contemporary America, while also exploring themes of love, including self-love. The story is narrated in the first person by Warren Duffy, a conflicted and self-deprecating character. Just when his outlook appears bleak, unexpected surprises from his past set him on a new path for the future. Warren perceives himself as a resolute failure, despite being in his 30s. He has already failed in his marriage and career. Born to a black mother and an Irish-American father in Philadelphia, Warren's fair skin creates a sense of inadequacy as he grapples with his identity as a black man, shaped by America's historical construction of race. After his parents' divorce, Warren grew up in Germantown, one of the impoverished African-American neighborhoods in Philadelphia. Following his mother's passing, he pursued his dream of becoming a comic book illustrator by studying art in Wales. However, success eluded him in this endeavor as well. He did, however, marry a Welsh woman and open a comic book shop. At the start of Loving Day, Warren has recently endured a hostile and costly divorce, and his comic book shop has failed. When his estranged father passes away, Warren inherits an 18th-century mansion on 7 acres of land in Germantown. Returning to his hometown, he hopes to improve his dire financial situation through a lucrative real estate deal. However, his expectations are shattered upon seeing the dilapidated state of the estate. Surrounded by what Warren refers to as the Germantown ghetto, the mansion is in disrepair, with a nearly collapsed roof and deteriorating floors. Faced with this reality, Warren contemplates burning it down to collect insurance money as his only viable option. Soon, Warren discovers that the mansion is haunted by apparitions. On his first night in the house, he glimpses 2 figures on the front lawn through a window, sparking intrigue and mystery. They gaze at the house, walking backward, until they reach the fence facing the street and effortlessly float up and over it. The sight of these ethereal figures unsettles Warren, but he manages to convince himself that they are just drug addicts who have taken over the property during its abandonment. Warren's life takes a drastic turn at a local comic book convention, throwing him further off course. Assigned to the urban panel alongside 3 other black guys, despite his protests that his book is set in the rural South, Warren attempts to compensate for his fair skin by adopting what he deems a black voice when conversing with the panelists. However, his efforts to strengthen his black identity lead to unintended consequences. During his presentation, a woman in the audience challenges him to address his experiences as a biracial artist. Warren dismisses the question, asserting that American society only recognizes black and white identities, leaving no room for biracial individuals. The woman accuses him of denying his mixed heritage. Unexpectedly, another encounter at the convention reveals that Warren has a daughter. During his teenage years, he had a brief romance with a Jewish girl, resulting in the birth of a daughter named Tal, of which he was unaware. Tal's mother passed away, leaving her in the care of her grandfather, Irv. Now, Irv insists that Warren take responsibility for his 17-year-old daughter, arguing that she needs parental guidance since she has neglected her education to pursue a career in dance. Before long, Tal moves into Warren's mansion and settles into a tent in the drafty front room. Growing up in a Jewish family, Tal is taken aback when Warren informs her that, despite her appearance, she is no longer considered white. He apologizes, saying, "You're not white anymore. You never were." Sorry. Due to America's persistent adherence to the historical one-drop rule, which designates minority status to individuals with any African ancestry, Warren views himself and his daughter as black. However, Tal does not readily accept this revelation, leading Warren to label her as casually racist. Warren's next responsibility as a new father is to ensure his daughter completes high school. The Melange Center for Multiracial Life, a private school aiming to bridge the racial divide between black and white, becomes a potential option. Set up in trailers unlawfully placed in a city park, the unconventional structure of the school reflects its anti-establishment ideals. Warren is offered a teaching position at the school, specializing in illustration. However, he must undergo a peculiar test that includes questions like, "What are your feelings about mayonnaise?" And "Was O.J. Simpson guilty?" Although Warren strongly identifies as black, according to his test results, he remains skeptical about melange. In contrast, Tal is enamored with the school. To Warren's surprise, Sunita Habersham, the outspoken biracial woman he encountered at the comics convention, is a teacher at melange. He finds himself irresistibly drawn to her. Tal enrolls in the school, lovingly nicknamed Mulatopia by Warren. Despite Warren's continued fantasies of setting his mansion ablaze, the melange center relocates to his property after being evicted from the park, forcing him to adjust his arson daydreams accordingly. Warren embarks on an affair with Sunita and forms friendships with other members of the melange community, including a person named One Drop. Rosalind Kornblith, the founder of melange, expresses interest in purchasing Warren's estate, leading to negotiations over the selling price. Meanwhile, Warren's childhood friend and former crush, Tosha, disapproves of his association with the melange center and his apparent attraction to its multiracial rhetoric. Tosha, who identifies herself as black, criticizes claims of mixed racial status as a betrayal of the struggles for black social justice. The ghostly couple Warren had glimpsed when he first moved into the mansion continues to make occasional appearances. Tal conducts a seance, and the ethereal man and woman manifest outside the bathroom window, appearing to float as they engage in intimate acts. The melange community rejoices at witnessing this unequivocally interracial union and affectionately refers to the spirits as the first couple. Tal decides to upload a video of the spectral lovemaking to YouTube, which quickly goes viral, bringing widespread attention to melange and its upcoming festival. On June 12, the center organizes a Loving Day festival to commemorate the landmark Supreme Court decision in 1967. Protesters line the streets, expressing their dissent, while melange students stage a miscegenation pageant, aiming to challenge societal norms. Convinced that melange is a cult, Warren covertly arranges propane tanks as part of his plan to rid himself of the mansion and the Mulatopians. However, his arson plot takes an unexpected turn when his car accidentally explodes instead of the mansion. Warren finds himself imprisoned for burning without a permit. Upon his release, he returns home only to discover that the mansion is no longer there. Tal reveals that she sold the property to the melange community, and they have relocated it to Maine. As Warren contemplates his next move, the ghostly couple reappears on the lawn, prompting him to reach a final realization. He acknowledges, "I see what they are, or what they were. Just lovers. Just people." Matt Johnson, the author of the novel, identifies himself as the light-skinned product of an interracial marriage and describes Loving Day as his personal journey of embracing his multiracial identity. The book received the prestigious 2016 American Book Award. I hope you enjoyed this video. Leave a like if you did and be sure to subscribe. Thank you.